Hey everybody, GReimer here, coming at you once again from the Lost Isle Zoo here on the ZAWA Together server. I am just sitting here in my fart bubbles, getting excited because I got some building I gotta do today. I have an idea. It's gonna be very similar to last week in a sense that it's gonna be in that cave, but it's for a different animal entirely. Last week we did the bat exhibit. All right, let's go take a peek, why don't we? We did the bat exhibit down in this cave right down here. Smash. All right, right here. This is the official bat exhibit. Does it look pretty? I like it. It's supposed to be a cave with a little bit of natural light coming in there. And then there's this pirate stash here inside there that's kind of hiding all sorts of goodies. But we're going to put a bunch of bats in here. Don't worry, the hole at the top of the cave there actually is plugged. They're not going to be able to get it out that way. I have 4 bats. I think I said 5 last time, but I actually only have 4. I have 4 bats. Oh, actually, maybe one's still in the chest bag. Okay, we're just going to put 4 in here, though, because I picked out 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. I did pick out 5 names. I got to go see if I have another bat. I do have another bat. It's right there. All right, sweet. I have 5 bats, which is good, because I picked out 5 names. Technically, one of them's mine. But I picked up 4 other ones. All right, so let's get to naming these things. Thank you guys in the comment section of the last video, because I do peruse the comment section for names for these animals here. You guys get to name them on this series. If this is the first, if you just stumbled upon the series, this is the first episode you've seen, I ask for names each episode whenever we build an exhibit, and you guys get to name them. So, like Jamalia Mansur out there, if you are watching, big shout out to you because we're going to name this one Sonar. Now, Jamalia was not the only one who suggested Sonar. Big old shout out to Palu123. If I said both of your names wrong, I am so sorry. But I am terrible at names. But yeah, big shout out to you guys. Sonar is going to be the name of one of the bats. Okay, and then the most requested name is Zubat, just like the Pokemon, all right? We're going to give a big shout out to SlothBuddy206, Star Nanny, and Captain Astral for suggesting Zubat. Thank you guys for that. That was great. All right, and then big old shout out to Holden out there if you're watching. We're going to name this one Fidget. I think it's a great name for a bat. I don't know. For some reason, it just struck my fancy. I like it. And then we got to give a little credit to the server's favorite spice out there, Cinnamon. He suggested that we name one Bruce. Obviously, after Bruce Wayne, Batman, you know, makes sense. So big old shout out to Cinnamon out there. And then this last one, shout out to me. All right, this one, this one I'm going to be naming Batty. Now, in the thumbnail of the last episode, I did use Batty in the thumbnail there. That is the bat from Fern Gully. That was voiced by Robin Williams. So we're gonna go with Batty. Big old shout out to GReimer Gaming out there. High five to you, and high five to everybody else who actually suggested names. Thank you all for doing that. That was great. If you do have a name suggestion for the animal that we're going to be building an exhibit for today, I'm keeping it a mystery. You probably can tell from the thumbnail and the title and all that other stuff. I don't know why I'm keeping it a mystery. But if you do have a name suggestion for that animal, go ahead and drop it in the comment section. But let's get over here and add some bats. Oh my god, there was a creeper right there. I don't know if you guys saw it. It lagged really bad too right as I was coming in for a landing. There's totally a creeper. I swear there was a creeper. I'm not going insane. Hold on 1 second. Let's go back this way. There's totally a creeper right there. It's standing like on a little ledge. Right there. Get out of here, creeper. Creepers be creeping. All right, let's throw my balls as hard as I can against that rock right there. All right, and pick up the gunpowder. And then, of course, to prevent that from happening again, throw down a torch or 2 in here. Guys, I don't really want creepers showing up in here anywhere. Okay. All right, now that disaster is subverted here, let's get in here and eat this onto the ground. Phase through the wall just like the Flash. That's how I'm gonna get out of here too. So now see the bats, they can't get out through there because there's stuff blocking it. So they're not escaping that way. Oop! I just dipped my toesies in the water right there. Okay, so let's get to putting down these bats. Let's start off with Sonar. Sonar is going up first. Now this is gonna be really tricky to name these things. So hey, and oh, I think I got it. I don't have the name taken anymore. Yep, Sonar's been named. All right, so that's one. All right, now the next one is going to be Batty. Let's try to get this one here. We're going to put that there, do this, and they go, hey, got it. Okay, so they're not that tricky to name. You just got to spam it when they're being released. All right, sweet. Let's get another one in here. This one's going to be Zubat. I hope these guys don't despawn. They are vanilla mobs after all. Hey, I got them. Zubat. Zubat, welcome Welcome to the Lost Isles. All right, this one's gonna be Bruce. You know, I am the knight. Bruce got him. All right, sweet. And then the final one here is going to be Fidget. I love that name, by the way. That's my favorite name out of all of them, just in case you guys are wondering. Fidget, got it. Sweet. All right, well, there's all the bats. Welcome to your exhibit, your new home. Enjoy your stay here. Trying to get stuff get in a wall or anything like that. I don't think there's anything in here that can actually harm you guys. So, yeah, have fun. All right, but what are we going to do today? Now, as the title and thumbnail probably already gave it away, we're going to be working on a spider monkey exhibit. All right, now I have some spider monkeys that I find. Actually, I stuck them in the ender chest already. I have some spider monkeys right here. I have 4 of them. All right, now I have in previous seasons built a spider monkey exhibit, and I was actually kind of wondering, did I actually build one in this season already? This season's been going on for literally years. Okay, but I don't believe I did. Thinking about it, I mean, I got those little like squirrel monkey things. I think I got chimpanzees, I got baboons, I got orangutans. I got a zombie in here. Get out of here, zombie. Yeah, there's a there's some black sand right up there. So thank you, Enderman, for that one. Let's hop up there real quick and clear this out of here. Get back over there. Nice. Yeet my balls all over the place. We got a sloth right here. He's just bouncing up and down. He's having a good old time. Yeah, so I don't think I have a spider monkey. We got koalas. There's a koala butt up there, and there's a koala butt right there. Yeah, here's the chimps. I don't think we have a spider monkey yet. And then there's these guys over here, which I gotta finish the floor in here. They're in there somewhere. They're little guys. Oh yeah, right there. There's one. I think these were the squirrel monkeys. There's another one up there too. But we don't have a spider monkey exhibit yet, so I would like to build that. Excuse me, skeleton. This isn't exactly the safest place out here. There's some dangers in here. We have striders in here too. We have apparently creepers. Yeah, I mean, we got all sorts of animals, but we don't have spider monkeys. I don't think we do. Pretty sure we don't. I'm gonna call it. I don't think we do. All right, so we're gonna do a spider monkey exhibit today. Now I do know a thing or two about these because I built exhibits for them before. They are from Central and South America, I believe. They're from like the southern end of Mexico to like Brazil, in that area, and I believe they live in tropical rainforests. So we're gonna get some greenery added in here. And I'm trying to think about where in here, because this is a perfect exhibit to be inside of a cavern or a cave or a tunnel like this, because they have to be enclosed, otherwise they're gonna escape. So I think like right here would probably be an excellent place for this the spider monkey exhibit. So I think I'm gonna get to building that. I also need to be taking a nap because it is turning nighttime and creepers be creeping. But yeah, I think this is where the spider monkey exhibit's gonna be. And for that, we're gonna cut to a beautiful, good old-fashioned time lapse. bam, face plant on the ground. There we go, got it. All right, so this is going to be the exhibit. I kind of want to raise the roof up just a little bit. Yeah, it seems a little cramped in here, so hold on, this doesn't look very good either. That looks a little bit better. Yeah, I kind of want to raise the roof up just like at least 1 block. So let me just kind of grab some blocks. Ooh, let me actually get some room here in my inventory. Grab some blocks out of here. Yeet my balls as hard as I can against the ceiling. There we go. Drop on down here. Now, this roof looks fine, but I think it could be a little bit better. All right, let's just kind of remove the torches up here for a second. I'm just going to put down like kind of like a layer in the middle here, and then I can go back down below, and we can carve it out all we want. Okay, so now with that there, I need some more blocks. Whoops, I threw a ball on accident. Yeeted my balls on accident there. It happens sometimes. Let's grab just a stack of blocks somewhere just so I can use them for placeholders right now. Bink, put it right there so I don't accidentally kill the grass. Climb up here, and what we're gonna do is just carve this out a little bit. Make ourselves a little bit better looking ceiling than just this flat piece of crap up here. All right, see, that looks way better already. It looks a whole lot more textured, a whole lot more interesting of a design up there. I'll take it. I like it. All right, so let's get to work on this actual floor in here, shall we? All right, so we're going for like a jungle feel, huh? So for that, let me just kind of toss. For that, I'm thinking I'm going to need to go to the bat backpack real quick. Do I have any green concrete powder? I do. Sweet. We're going to grab a stack of that. Some podzol for sure. If we're going to try and make this look damp, I think that'd be a good idea. Coarse dirt, you know it. It's going in there. What about those? Hold on, wait. What about the rebar blocks? Do I still have any of those things? These things. They look great like mud, but they're not actually mud. If I don't, I have the ability to make them. I think I probably put them in the ground backpack. If I do. Yes, I do have some stained rebar. All right, sweet. Now I could use mud blocks, but I think this is a good alternative, the one that doesn't slow down the animals or anything. Now in this lower area, I wouldn't mind putting kind of like a marshy kind of feel to it. It is supposed to be a rainforest, so there should be some water in here, but I don't really want to put like a whole lot of water actually in here because I'm worried that the spider monkeys might die. And these are actually really small animals, it looks like. So I want to like pop some of this out, and we're gonna probably have to replace some of the ground underneath it with some stuff. But I do want to pop some of this out here and replace it with water. But I'm going to cover that with other things like lily pads and whatnot. But I do want to put some water in here at least. So that, you know, maybe in a couple spots, maybe like another one right over here, like just that, just little bits like that, you know, nothing too fancy, just a little spot here or there. All right, now I usually add water a little bit later, but I want to put it in first this time because I kind of have to decorate up a little bit around it. Now I do want to sprinkle these blocks. I picked up podzol and coarse dirt and of course the green concrete powder in here, but I can't put green concrete powder right around this stuff without it turning into green concrete, which that does not look great. Now the green concrete powder, just in case you're wondering what the building tip here is, it has the same texture as grass. All right, so it's a brighter color green, and it makes things look more lively, at least in my opinion. But I can't put it right next to it. I can put it diagonal though, but I can't put it right next to it. So what we're gonna have to do is do all the work right here for the stuff that I would like to put around the water first, and then I can add the green concrete powder afterwards. Okay, something kind of along the lines of that. I went ahead and added the other blocks in there as well. So this is kind of like the lower area right here where there's a little bit of water. That's kind of what I was hoping to do. The rest of this stuff won't have any water in it, so we're just going to go and build the rest of this. I got to sprinkle in the coarse dirt and, of course, then a little bit of the green concrete powder and finish it off with a little bit of podzol. So, let's get to that. Okay, there we go. Got all the blocks put in. I think that looks pretty good. I think we're already moving on to foliage. So, let me organize this disaster real quick here. Throw some of the stuff back in here so that I can get a little wiggle room in my inventory. That's looking all really good. Let me grab this, throw this in there, that. Okay, good. We're good to go. Actually, hold on, wait 1 second. No, let's get the ground blocks out here again. Put the rebar in there. All right, sweet. Now I'm good. Now this looks pretty good for like a tropical jungle feel, I'm thinking. So let's grab ourselves some jungle wood. And maybe, do I have that? Yes, I do have jungle wood here. And a whole bunch of jungle leaves. So I have some in here. This is what I've been using to do like the palm trees. All right, we're gonna grab some jungle leaves. And I wouldn't mind doing the thing that I do on other exhibits where I kind of recess the jungle wood into the side wall here a little bit. I think that looks really good. Let's, well, I gotta get up there though to do that. Jump over here, got it. All right, let's do this. Plug that up completely. Let's get back around the front of this. Bink, like so. Remove our little stone pillar here. And there we go. All right, so that's looking pretty good. Maybe you do like one up like that. Yeah, I think that's, and then can we remove this and maybe slap that right there? What does that look like? Yeah, that looks pretty good. All right, now I'm gonna add in a couple more of these things real quick. Okay, 3 of them should be fine. There's one tucked way over here, then these 2 in back I think look pretty good. I need to inhale a chicken here before I starve to death and die. Be a humiliating way to go, actually. But now that we got those things in, I think putting in like a decent canopy. Actually, you know what? Before I get to the canopy, I'm thinking more of a another larger tree, or at least a big branch or a big chunk of a tree kind of sticking up, kind of like right here. Actually, might look really cool, especially if it's like kind of crooked a little bit. This might actually look really interesting. Hold on, let me get this kind of mapped out a little. All right, there we go. It's nothing fancy, and it definitely blocks the view a little bit, but that's all right. It gives the spider monkey something to crawl on. So there, we got our trees added now into the exhibit. Now, I think this is definitely going to need a really big canopy covering almost the entire top of the cave. And I can't even place one block because I keep whiffing it. Let's get up here, and yeah, this whole thing is going to have to be filled in. Get a lot of leaves up here. Okay, there we go. Got the nice big bushy canopy on top of everything. I think that looks actually really good. Now, this is an excellent opportunity to hide some lighting in the ceiling here because it's going to get pretty dark inside this place. So I'm going to grab, I don't know, about 4 bits of glowstone. And, oh, there's a spider. I see you. I see you. These things are everywhere around here. All right, grabbing balls again. I'm running out of my balls. Let's just yeet them as hard as I can against the ceiling again. All right, fall on top here. Now, this is where I get to punch holes in the ceiling to put down glowstone, and it should remain fairly hidden actually amidst the canopy and all the leaves. Okay, so how's that look? You can kind of see the glowstone back there a little bit, but it's not too bad. Lights it up, that's for sure. Now, I wouldn't mind getting natural lighting in here. It's going to be a little tricky, but that's another thing that I can hide with the leaf, the coverage that I have here on the ceiling, is I wouldn't mind getting some natural light in here. So, if I can find a spot where it's relatively narrow, like right here maybe, the leaf canopy isn't too thick, if I can punch this one out right here, and then the stone above it, I'm going to have to pillar up anyway. I don't know why I'm jumping like a fool. Get up here, knock this out, and punch the hole above it. Now, I need to get, let me just pillar straight up here. That might be the easiest way. I was going to check the coordinates, but you know what? I don't need to do that. Just pillar straight up, punch a hole in the ceiling here, and that should let in a little natural light. Now, while I'm up here, though, I'm going to grab a bit of glass so I don't keep this open. I would rather have it plugged up with some glass than to keep it open like that. Now, right there is kind of weird, but hold on. I can there, fixed it. Done. All right, that way it lets some natural light in here. So let's get down here. Now, it is getting nighttime. It is sunsetting, so it's not going to be very bright. Let me sleep first, and then we'll see what the light looks like. All right, I've slept. It is now daytime. The sun is shining. The birds are chirping. The foxes are just there. That one's got a rock in his mouth. All right. Anyway, so here we go. This is the light that we got in there now. It looks actually pretty good in the daytime. It's pretty well lit. Let me actually remove the torches, and we'll get a good glimpses to see what this kind of looks like, you know, is for you guys, so whether you can see something, or see anything or not. Well, I mean, it looks pretty good where that hole is in the ceiling. It's pretty dark everywhere else, but it's a start. Now, let me grab the bat backpack here, something I could desperately use in my life, and I'm going to grab some oak leaves, and I guess I still mix a jungle leaves would make sense. Actually, some spruce leaves as well. What I'm going to do is I'm going to create a couple of like bushes and foliage around the edge, kind of like encompassing the edge of this, almost going around the entire area. And we're going to hide some lighting in there, and then it should brighten things up around the edge. There we go. That looks a lot better. Look at that. You can actually see what's going on in there. Now, this is, of course, the daytime, so at nighttime it might be a little bit different. But do you remember just a second ago when the light was coming in here and it looked all nice and bright over here, but it was all dark over here? Now you can see what's going on. All right, so that's a big step in the right direction. I got a bunch of hidden light all throughout this. Now, it does look like it's heavily overgrown now, and I'm about to make it worse. Now, do I have any kind of leaf block that could work well for a vine? That is a little different. Pine, maybe. I mean, pine doesn't make much sense in reality. Willow leaves probably would work too, but pine is a different color, green, and I do want this to stand out a little differently. Perhaps pine might actually work for this. Like, I get that pine needles aren't really the thing you'd want to put in here, but again, the way the block looks, kind of looks like vines. All right, so I mean, I didn't make it. This is, oh, the biomes you'll go. They made it. Go blame them. But So we're gonna use it. I wouldn't mind having some vines kind of drooping down from the canopy up here, and maybe even one coming down and like wrapping around this tree a little bit. Well, at least coming down to the tree. But let's start with the drooping vines first. All right, so let's go ahead and pop like a little bit of this out right here, and then kind of insert something like this in here, and we'll have it connect to right over here, actually, where this light is actually. Let's go bink, bink, bink down here, and now I want to connect these two so that they're touching, kind of like that. All right, so I'm going to add a couple of these I didn't mean to remove that one. I'm going to add a couple of these drooping vines in here to see if it gives it a little bit more of a jungle feel. It's a tropical rainforest, but a little bit more of a jungle feel. Okay, I changed my mind about the one coming down and touching the tree, but I think this looks really good, actually. The vines definitely do look like they're kind of drooping down and hanging down here. I hear footsteps over here, but I think that might be an animal, or I have a spider underneath here. I can't tell, but anyway. But yeah, I think that looks really good with the vines drooping down there. I think we're at that point now where I could probably move on to like plants, because this looks really cool. This is definitely a more unique exhibit from the rest of them here. I mean, I made a lot of like tropical exhibits or like a lot of jungle or rainforest exhibits, but I never added these vines hanging down. And I think I really should, because this looks really cool. All right, let me get rid of all these leaf blocks, because I shan't be needing them anymore. And let's move on to, let's get rid of the glowstone as well. Let's move on to the plants. All right, what plants can we put in here? First off, let me start off. Big shout out to Johnson's grass out there. You're going in here, of course you are. Duckweed. I mean, I could throw in a couple of dead bushes. I don't really need too many of them. Like maybe 2 is fine in here. You know, plants that were hidden under the canopy and didn't get enough sunlight. They died off. What can I throw in here that would look very tropical? Probably fan palms would probably look pretty good in here. I'm gonna throw a few of them in there. A couple of these cattail, maybe nearby the water, might look really good, as well as a reed or 2 mixed in there. And then eucalyptus trees, probably sprinkle them in as well. And the bromeliads actually probably look pretty good in here too. I think I have more of those in the flower backpack, which they're not really flowers, but yeah, whatever. Maybe even a toadstool or 2 near the tree would look pretty good. I think that's about it for right now. Let me start with this and see what kind of damage I can do. First thing's going to be Johnson's grass. We're going to throw this in here. Bam, right there. There it is. Perfect. That fits in every exhibit. It goes in every exhibit. It's perfect. I love that plant. All right. Fan palms. Fan palms are probably what I'm going to sprinkle in next. We're going to dot these around all over the place as well. It can kind of go a little heavy on them, actually, because it is supposed to be heavy amount of foliage in here. So, yeah, we can kind of go nuts with this. Like that. That looks pretty good. All right, let's dot in a couple of the dead plants too. Again, they died off because they weren't getting enough sunlight. So we'll do something like that. There we go. I don't really want to go overboard on those though, because otherwise it makes it look like it's dead. Oh, these eucalyptus things are also they're also 2 blocks tall. It's a little unfortunate. I don't really want to overdo these then. Probably something like that's fine. I keep hearing something walking around over here. Where is it? Where is the where is the spider? Where are you? Where are you? There you are. Die. All right. I could hear him always walking around there. It was freaking me out. Okay. Sorry. Spider aside here. Now, let's talk about the cattails here for a second. I didn't really mean to do that. That was a little bit of a misclick. I think I need these guys to actually pick these up. Playing it safe. I'm not too sure if I do or not. I'm just playing it safe, though. Let's do that, and then maybe we'll do some reeds on the other side here like that. Make it look kind of like it's dying, and maybe we'll throw another one like back there. And that'll probably be it. I think that'll be it for those. All right, sweet. Now the toadstools, like I said, I want to sprinkle these things in, especially around the base of the tree here right in the front. I think that looks pretty cool. Okay, and then let's get to, I mean, as far as leaves or plants go, that's pretty good right now. Although they're all like 2 tall plants, which I don't really like. I want a little diversity mixed in there. The only thing I have in there that's not too tall is like the dead bushes, and that's not exactly great. Except for I don't really know what I can throw. I mean, ferns, yeah, but I'm actually running out of these things. Ferns would make sense. Sprinkle these things in here too. Definitely would make sense to have these inside of like a tropical rainforest. But beyond that, I mean, boy, I need to go like hunting for plants. I need some more plants. I think, oh, we got some winter succulent. That doesn't really make much sense in here. Horseweed, maybe. Yeah, I think Maddie actually gave me a whole bunch of plants at one point in time. And I'm pretty sure they're sitting in my my base. like a hidey hole. But I'll check that in a little bit here. Let's work with what I got here. I guess bamboo wouldn't be too bad of an idea in here as well, especially if I cap its growth. So like if I put one down there and then grab some bone meal. I think that's foxes that are making that screeching noise at night. I think they make that noise as they're like screaming at night. They're terrified or something. But I gotta sleep because creepers be creeping and foxes apparently be screaming. So, all right, let's do that. Let's take our welcome the morning in here. Hopefully that fox freaks me out whenever it does that. Not gonna lie, it's a little creepy noise. All right, let's grab some string here too, and we're gonna cap this so it doesn't grow any higher. Dip my toes in the water there. Now, oh, that's another thing. I got to cover the water because I don't really want the spider monkeys to drown in there. Now, I wouldn't mind actually putting in like another bamboo shoot someplace. It's a little tall. Yeah, because I don't like it being the same elevation. I mean, I could do that, make it really tall, but I don't really like that either. Hold on. Yoink. Take that thing down a peg or two. That's probably pretty good right there. All right, so let's just put a string on that so it doesn't go up any higher. Yeah, that's probably pretty good. All right, so that looks pretty good for foliage that's in the area. Yeah, I didn't have the bromeliads yet, but I'll get to that in a second. Let me make some wiggle room in my inventory here by stashing some stuff back into the backpack. The bromeliads, I need the flower backpack as well because the flower backpack's gonna have all sorts of colorful things, including these trilliums. I think trilliums look really good for making things look like it's in a jungle or rainforest in this case. And then some other stuff. What other flowers would appear in the in the rainforest? I mean, probably a few of them actually. These red orchids I think look really interesting. Japanese orchids. Ooh, I only have one of those though. I wonder if I can use bone meal on these and get more of them though. Hold on. Or are these like tiny little flowers? Let's just throw one of them like, they're not tiny little flowers. I absolutely can use bone meal on them to get more of them, so that's a good thing. So I'll grab a couple more of them. Now, them being too tall though isn't exactly a great thing because, again, I have a lot of too tall plants in there and I'm trying to avoid putting more in there. So we'll shelve those for, oh, not in there. We'll shelve those for right now because they're too tall. They're just simply too tall. All right, so let's get these trilliums put in real quick because, like I said, I think these things look really good for making things look like they're part of a jungle. And if you place them in certain spots, sometimes they turn yellow also. Oh, that one was for a second, but none of them did on this case. Dip my toes in the water again. I keep doing that on the way out there. All right, yeah, that's looking pretty good. Pretty good. All right, let's maybe put a couple of these yellow bromeliads in place too, just to change up the color that's actually in here. Because right now I got these pink trilliums in here. I want to get a couple of a little bit of yellow in there as well. So maybe we'll put one right down here too. There we go. Perfect. All right, I think that's pretty good for the plants. The rest is just going to be basically bone mealing it up a little bit, just like I did last time. I don't really want the too tall grass. Let's get a couple little bits of wilted grass in there too. But I don't really want the too tall grass. We'll put the wilted grass, especially down low here where the water is. But yeah, and we'll put one more right there. I don't want the too tall grass. I want just the shorter stuff here because, again, this is like an under the canopy. So you're talking like not a whole lot of sunlight. So I'm going to grab the actual grass blocks here. We're going to go through. Now, I could actually mat this down a little bit. It wouldn't be too bad of a thing to do. And I really do think that you can really make things pop by using the shovel and creating some path blocks. I think that really makes things look good. But the monkeys themselves are not going to be walking around the ground a whole lot, are they? I mean, they're going to be up in the trees. I don't know if it's going to work as good as I'd hoped. It will look better though. Like it'll make this look a whole lot more interesting. So maybe I'll do it a little bit. Hold on one second. Let me add a couple path blocks in here. Okay, I didn't add too many of them. I only added like 5 or 6-ish or so in here. So I didn't go too nuts on it. Just a couple of them here or there. And I think that looks pretty good. Definitely looks like it's looking more towards the rainforest kind of vibes right now. Let's see, plants backpack. Where are you? I need you desperately in my life. Let's put that back in there. And we'll yeet these things back in here. As well as the bone meal I think I'm done with. I think I'm just about basically done. Now, I do need to add something. Squid backpack, where are you? I do need to add something because no exhibit is finished without a couple of pebbles in there. These heat rocks are actually really awesome. I'm going to have to make more of those things because I really do think that these things look good for as far as rocks on the ground, you know? I think it looks awesome. And maybe we'll put another one like down back here. Oh, where'd that end up? Floating in the sky. Cool. Right there. Got it. Yeah, I do think the heat rocks look really cool, but the traditional vanilla pebbles on the ground are just stone buttons. All right, so let's get in here and dot in a couple of these. This isn't a very rocky area, so I'm not going to be putting in too many of them, but I definitely do want to get a couple of them in here or there. Okay, one last thing that I got to do is I got to cover the water so that the spider monkeys don't fall in there. I do think that these are smaller kind of animals. I can't quite remember. So let's grab some tiny lily pads as well as maybe we'll grab... I could grab like the water hydrangeas or whatever it is and put it on top there, but I don't know if that actually blocks things from walking in there. Let me check actually. I believe it's in the flower backpack. These guys right here. I mispronounced that horribly. Water hyacinth? Something like that. Now, does this thing prevent me from falling through? No, it does not. See, and that's why I rarely ever use them if I'm trying to keep things from drowning. So we'll have to just throw that back in the flower backpack. Pretend like we didn't just experiment with that, and let's go ahead and throw in like the lily pads in here that do actually prevent you from falling in the water. All right, I think that's about it. Let me grab some glass, and then we're gonna throw that in there, and that should spell mama. Ta-da! Oh, I fell off. It's like ta-da, bam, hit the ground. Yeet. All right, let me get over here again. Sweet. Now, here we go. This is the final exhibit for the spider monkeys, and I have, how many did I say I have of these things? I think I said 4. Yeah, I have 4 of them. All right, so we're gonna smash 4 of them in this bad boy. I do need some names for them, however. So if you guys could go down in the comment section and let me know what you think of this exhibit. All right, give me your honest truth. I really do like the vines hanging down. I think that's my favorite feature. I think that's my favorite part of this whole thing. But what's your favorite part? Let me know down in the comment section. But while you're down there, please, I need spider monkey names. So if you guys could be so kind, leave your best spider monkey names in the comment section. Alrighty, guys, I think that's it. We added another exhibit. We're good to go. Another chunk of the zoo has been added. I do have to finish this tunnel, though, connecting everything. Like this area right here, I don't think I have enough room for an exhibit, so I could probably go ahead and build that probably in between episodes. Start getting some of this tunnel finished, but I think I'm going to wrap this one up here. So if you did enjoy it, please go down and smash that like button. It would really help me out a lot. And thank you guys so much for tuning in to this little bit late episode of ZAWA, coming out on Saturday instead of Friday. Yeah, hopefully you guys have a really good weekend in store for you. I've got to go to a parade that my son is going to be in, so I've got to go do that today, actually, while you're watching this. So yeah, I got some fun stuff in store for me. So I will see you guys later. Thanks again for watching, everybody, and bye-bye.